be beginning, inshallah, with Sister Nicole Queen, who was born in Houston, Texas. She grew up to become a well-known celebrity event photographer in Dallas, Texas, being published in D Magazine, People, Paper City, and many more. Sister Nicole began her search for a more peaceful existence and found Islam. Now Sister Nicole reaches out to others in her past situation to bring a message of changing for the better. Sister Nicole's conversion to Islam is featured on several videos on YouTube, sparking a movement with over 1 million viewers. Since then, she has also been public speaking and participating in several documentaries such as Al Jazeera's Islam in America and Professor Akbar Ahmed's film and book, Journey into America. She now lives in Dallas, Texas and continues her wedding and event photography business. Please help me welcome Sister Nicole.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Every time I get through that last part, wa barakatuh, my accent, I want to say wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, there is a large group. I kept thinking, since Brother Murphy's not here anymore, maybe we're going to have like half the people because no one wants to come and hear me speak. So, alhamdulillah, you guys are all here, and I'm so excited to be part of the Love Struck movement. I told the youth group, I've got to talk to the youth. I want to be part of that, and I loved the first Love Struck. How many of you were here for the first Love Struck? Really? It's like 5 of you. Well, you can catch all of the Love Struck videos from the different people who spoke on YouTube. You can just put in IEMT Youth in the search and all of the different videos pop up so you guys can take a look at it. But I'll go ahead and recap and summarize as best I can, inshallah, what Brother Murphy and Brother Abdul Nasser Jenga were talking about. We miss Brother Murphy here and Sister Mehreen, that's for sure. But the new youth group leaders are doing an awesome job. I think I want to just say thank you to them. I see Bushra there in the back, and alhamdulillah for the way they took over, and they really made things spawn here. So when Brother Murphy addressed the different topics, he really focused on the gays, on the relationship between guys and girls and kind of the things that we're supposed to forbid ourselves from. And one of the things that he talked about was a really touchy subject, something that's really hard and that we kind of don't talk about in the community, and we pretend that it's not there, and that's the issue of pornography. He touched on that subject. He said, he even told a story about a brother who had met with an imam, and he was talking to him about his wife and saying, do y'all remember how he was saying that he wasn't really attracted to her anymore? And the imam asked him, well, did she gain weight? Did she get ugly somehow? Like, what happened? Why aren't you attracted anymore? And as he went down the list, he's like, no, none of these things happened. She didn't gain weight. She looks the same. Everything is the same. And he said, are you gazing at other women all the time? Are you looking at pornography? And the brother was like, how did you know? Yeah, I am. I was surprised he admitted that to the imam. I would have been like, no, I'm not doing that. But he said, yeah, I am. And the imam said, that's why. Like, when you look at plastic women on the internet, they're not real, first off. Everything about them is paid for. And you're gazing at them and you're watching people who don't really exist in real life. And then you go home to your pious wife every day who goes out wearing hijab, and you think you're still going to be intimately attracted to her. And so he touched on that issue because he said, it's not just the sin of looking at pornography, but it's how it affects your life and how it affects your home, your wife, your kids. Everything that you look at in the world, you look at differently because of what you're doing. Another issue he touched on was kind of picking and choosing what we focus on in the community. He talked about going to McDonald's and getting a fish fillet, and that sounds really good right now. And he ordered fish fillet because he eats halal, mashallah. And he saw this big kind of gangster guy walk in, and he said he had like a big Allah chain necklace on, mashallah. And that the guy comes up and he kind of makes derogatory comments to some women that walk by, you know. I don't know what he said, but, you know, he's looking at them and he's making comments of them. And then he sees Brother Murphy, and Brother Murphy has his kufi hat on, and, you know, his deen is showing, mashallah. And he's like, hey, brother, we got to get us a fish fillet sandwich. We got to keep it halal. And Brother Murphy was surprised. He's shocked. He's like, this guy's talking to me about eating halal, but yet he smelled like weed. And he's making these comments at this woman who's walking by. So obviously, like, the majority of his life is not halal, but yet he's talking about, oh, we need to eat halal. I know in our community, that's an issue, where we focus on things. We'd be like, oh, we need to make sure that we have segregated seating. We need to make sure that the women are wearing hijab. We need to make sure that that we're memorizing the Quran. And then you won't focus on your family. You won't be there for your son or your daughter when they're going through teenage issues, when they need to talk to you. You may come home and not even talk to your family. You may not be close to your wife. You may be teaching your kids the wrong idea about marriage. There's so many things. You know, being a good person is really hard, right? There's so many things that we need to focus on. We can't pick and choose eating fish fillet and then gazing at women. Brother Abdul Nasser Jenga, mashallah, one of my favorite speakers, he spoke about that issue, about, you know, most of the people here, you have parents who are not from here, right? You're, you know, multi-generational, and some of your parents may not have been born here in the U.S. So things are a little different in your household. And you may look at them and they may have gotten married in kind of the old school way, right? Where they were introduced to each other and they didn't really know each other that well, and they got married and they're just making it work. And they may not even really like each other. You know, you may have some instances where mom and dad don't really hold hands, they don't touch, there's no affection. So a lot of kids are growing up looking at mom and dad and they see this couple who's not really in love, and so they get scared and they're like, this isn't what I want. I don't want to be in love if that's what it is. You know, they're not happy. They're not close. They're not showing love. And you may be completely afraid to have a life like that. So you may think, you know what, I want to date. I want to make sure that the one I have is the right one for me. That's a good excuse that people use now. I need to date a lot of different people so I can make sure I choose the right one. Oh, okay. Like you're testing, you know, picking out which piece of candy you like. You unwrap it, taste it, put it back, and you want someone else to pick up that candy and eat it. That's not how it works. So he talked about parents and that impact that you have. And I see there's a lot of parents here, and we need to think about that, is what are you teaching your kids when it comes to choosing a wife one day, or choosing a mate, choosing a husband? You know, even the moms, are you loving to your husband? Do you fix yourself up for him when he comes home? All of these things, it affects your kids, because they may be scared to death to even think about love and marriage when they look at their parents. It's sad. So he talked about those things, and he said, you know, to the youth, you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to choose the right spouse. You can do it Islamically. Keep yourselves busy. Keep yourselves away from the haram until it's time for you to get to that choice. And then the final speaker spoke about marriage itself, and he spoke about love and how it's okay to love. That we're created this way. We're human. We understand that you're attracted to the opposite sex. We understand that you want to see each other, you want to look at each other, you want to get to know each other. But all we're trying to do is help you learn the right way to do that, to protect you, to keep your relationship respectful, to keep your reputation respectful, and what people think about you and your family, and all of these things, they affect you. So what I want to talk about are the gender relation issues. What I want to touch on, and I was really inspired to talk to you about this by personal messages that I get from people in our youth who have reached out asking for help with different issues that I couldn't believe. Like, it made my stomach churn just reading them. And I'm thinking the whole time, this didn't come from our Muslim youth. No way. I've been getting messages about things people are doing that I used to see before Islam, when I was out there going to the clubs, when I was out there partying, living my life in sin. So it makes me sick to think that our Muslim youth are starting to follow what they see around us. So I want to talk to you in a way that is real. Inshallah, I don't say anything embarrassing or inappropriate, and I won't be invited again. But I want to talk about love, and there's a passage in the Quran where it says brief enjoyment. It talks about avoiding brief enjoyment. That means temporary enjoyment, like just quick things that make you feel good. How those are always the wrong things. Love is not your brief enjoyment. I remember before I was saved, that's what I call it, because I was saved, and I found Islam. I used to work in the club scene, and some of y'all have heard that story. So I used to be around party people. That was who I was around. That was my life. They spend their whole night gazing and having relationships with people that they don't even know the next day. And they spend all night getting ready for that. I remember that. I want to describe to you what's involved with these people, like before they get to meet each other, and the preparation that they go through to turn themselves into someone completely different. Putting in hair extensions, putting on fake nails, tons of makeup. They have the new airbrush makeup now. We used to make jokes about that, but that's actually what people do. The girls, they wear such little clothing now that they have to tan their skin, make it brown because they're showing so much skin. They tape their shirts on because if not, everything would be exposed. Everything they have is paid for. Nothing is natural anymore. You're not going to see natural women out there. Everything is paid for. Their lips, their bodies. And the guys, this is what the guys go, they put their 5-year-old brother's t-shirt on after they've been at the gym all day, trying to get as big as they can. They tan so much, they look like the guys on Jersey Shore. They're like mango colored. And then they go out, and we call them the $30,000 millionaires. They make $30,000 a year, but that is not what they project when they go out. They drive a leased car, and they tell everyone how much money they have, because this is what kind of people. In the Quran it says that the bad women are for the bad men. That's what it is out there. And I look at our Muslim youth trying to be like that. You think it's cool? I want to go out there and go party. I want to go to the club. I want to go find love. You're gonna find love. The guy meets the girl. Maybe he takes her home. Astaghfirullah. And then he wakes up the next day and he's like, oh my God, because she took all the stuff off. She took off everything, and he sees who she really is. She's not beautiful. From the inside, it comes out. They're not beautiful. And it repeats over and over every night, a new person. And they wonder, like, why doesn't this work? It's not real when you deviate from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lays out perfectly for us as Muslims. Everything is laid out for you. Sometimes I wonder, like, why is there any confusion? Why do we have to talk about this? Where we have to tell our young people, hey, you gotta stay on the straight path, you gotta make sure you're doing the right things. I'm telling you, why wouldn't you do that? Look at how stupid the people who aren't like us are. Look at their lives and how fake it is. How empty it is. And you want to be like that. There's so many people, even here tonight, who want to be like that. They hate putting the hijab on. They hate coming to the mosque. They hate coming and being with their brothers. It's a fake world. My girlfriends would always say, I can't meet a decent guy. And the guys say, I can't meet a girl who's actually real. The next morning, she looks like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you know. She's like claws and fangs are coming out. Of course it's like that. In the Quran it says, "Let it not deceive you that those who disbelieve," meaning the society that we see here all the time, "those that disbelieve, they go scurrying to and fro in the cities fearlessly." And when I read that, I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what it looks like on a Saturday night on McKinney Avenue. Everyone is scurrying around to and fro, bar hopping, running around, looking for love, looking for temporary love, what they think is love. A brief enjoyment, then their abode is hell. If you think love is a brief enjoyment, and that's the way you treat it, and that's the way you're treating the opposite gender, then their abode is hell. That's scary enough for me to not want to do something. Evil is the resting place. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's warning us all the time about brief enjoyment, about how the things that really matter in life are hard to get. They're a challenge, it takes longer. Brief enjoyment, anything that's easy, anything that comes to you easy. A woman who's easy for you, a guy who just wants everything very quickly. He wants you to give him everything right now instead of doing something like a commitment. These are the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always telling us. Avoid anything that is a brief enjoyment. How does He know that those people are running around bar hopping? It's in the Quran. They're running in the city to and fro, fearlessly. They don't fear anything. They're just having a good time. That's all their life is. It's a good time. I know it's hard for you, young people. I know it's hard here. You grow up here in the city, in America. Everything is so easy. Everything's loose and exposed. You're overexposed. You go online, you watch TV, everything is skin, sex, drugs, the Grammys. Whitney Houston died. That's all that we can think about. How many of our brothers and sisters are dying right now in all of our Muslim countries? We hold you young people, up on a pedestal. I hold you on a pedestal. When I learned about Islam, I thought you were all like glowing. I put you up really high, that you don't make mistakes, that you're not going to need advice when it comes to these things, because you know, you're born into this, and you know what is right, you know what is wrong, and you know why it's like that. And if you don't know why, I'm here telling you, it's evil if you don't stick to what you're told. You're going to get burned. You're going to get your heart broken. You're going to shame your family. God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's smarter than us. He knows what the results of your actions are going to be. That's why we read these passages from the Quran. We try to give you this kind of proof, and we try to talk about real life experiences, because there's going to be consequences for everything that you choose. If you think that it's okay to have this little relationship with someone from the opposite gender, and you know what's right, you know what's wrong, but you think, all we do is talk, and all we do is Skype, and all we do is hold hands, all we do is meet at a fry and we eat pistachio ice cream. There's consequences, because all of those things, they lead to more things and more things and more things. Before me and my husband got married, I remember I used to say, why won't you even hold my hand? Like, this is weird. What's wrong with you? Why won't you touch my hand? Boy, I felt really stupid once I got closer to Islam, and I knew it was because he respected me. Because he knew that touching a hand makes you want to touch more. Except my hands, they're really rough. You don't want to touch them. There's a benefit to following what Allah tells us to follow, subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want to tell you a story, and I'm not going to give details because I protect the anonymity of the people who email me and the brothers and sisters who ask for advice, but I got several. It made me want to cry when I kept seeing how many of these messages I had. Several messages from sisters asking for help because they'd already made a mistake. They already made the mistake, and now they're getting married, and they are scared to death. Each day of planning their wedding is nothing but this big, you know when you're scared, you don't want to tell your parents that you didn't do so good on that final, you know, or, something scary, think of something. And it's in your stomach, and you're just like, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, they just walked in the front door, oh my God. And you hear them walking down, and they're getting closer to you. That's what, imagine that planning your wedding is nothing but this huge fear every day because of a mistake that you made. And you're worried because on your wedding night, that mistake could be exposed. And for the sisters, it can be exposed. People can know what you've done. And the sisters would tell me, sister-in-law, I'm so scared, and I don't know what to do, and I don't want anybody to know. I'm getting married, and what do I say? Should I tell him? Should I be honest about it? My family's reputation, the shame that would be on my family. I know he wouldn't marry me if he knew. And I feel this pain for them. Why didn't I hear from them before when they said, this brother is pressuring me? Because I'm going to talk to you brothers, don't worry. I'm not just talking to the sisters about this. This brother is pressuring me to do things with him. And he's not my husband, and I don't know if he ever will be. And I really like him, so I feel like I should go along with it. I wish that that's what she asked, all of these girls. I wish that's what they asked, and I could say, who is it? Because I'm going to kill him. But no, it was already done, and now she needs help cleaning it up. How do I fix this? How do I hide my shame? I want all of you sisters, to think about you're planning your wedding and that fear you would have if that's what you had to carry with you into the marriage. You think it doesn't matter what you do before you get married? Oh, it does. It will affect you for the rest of your life. Maybe somebody won't want you. Maybe they're going to know. People will talk. People will see you together with this boy. Boys, they'll see you with this girl. You're going to fall in love one day with a sister, a pious sister, because that's who you want to marry. Somebody who has kept herself pure. That's who you want to bring home to your mom. And then her mom is going to talk to this auntie who talked to that auntie who saw that you used to have a girlfriend and 2 or 3 girlfriends. And that girl that you are head over heels, you're in love with, you're obsessed with her. You stare all night at her Facebook pictures. Her mom is going to deny you. And you're going to live the rest of your life thinking, if only I hadn't had all of those little girlfriends, because now I'm a man and I want to get married and no one will have me. I'm not going to give my daughter to someone like, that's how we look at brothers now too. What happened to the reputation of our brothers? The maintainers and the protectors of women. Me and my friends joke, yeah, the brothers, they come here to America, they have a little fun, and then they go home and they want to marry a pure, chaste girl. And some poor soul gives his chaste daughter to this guy who's been over here running around. What is happening to our Muslims? Our brothers, our sisters? You don't believe what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned you about? The STDs are not enough for you. The shame on your family is not enough for you. The naked people walking around in the streets, when you read about the passage where it talks about the women, how they're dressed but naked, and how they have like this hump, I think of Snooki. She's always got like a big hump in her hair. She's naked, she runs around. They're there. It's all happening right now. It's right now. The world is completely lost. And the American young, pray for them. Because the kind of conversations that they're having are practice safe sex. We have to teach them how to practice safe sex. We're not even talking about that. We're Muslims. We don't talk about that. We don't have those things. Our people are pure. Are you? Did we forget it? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that when we stop believing, when we stop following all the warnings and all the signs that He gives us, it's going to replace us with believers, with people who will follow it. That's happening too. It's called converts. Who's going to lead the converts? Who's going to teach them if you're getting replaced? We have to stay strong. And it starts here. When you're young, when you become adults, you have to be strong. You can't be fooling around with some boy before you get married. You're going to be that girl emailing me saying, help me clean up the mess. Because I've already done it. I feel it right now in my stomach, that fear. That poor fear for these girls. Brothers, you have to stand up for the gift that you were born with. People are out there converting to Islam, and they want to be like you. They think the men in Islam, when I converted, I thought, oh my God, all I want is a good Muslim brother. There is nothing more attractive than someone who thinks that God is the most important thing. Because what does that mean? That means He's going to treat you like gold. That's what I read. That He's going to take care of me. He's going to be a father to my child. He's going to support me. And He's never going to do anything to hurt me because He's scared of God. He's not scared of me, He's scared of God. We have to stay that way. That can't be just stories that people read and people get excited about when they're converting to Islam. It has to be true. Love is not temporary satisfaction. The sisters are not here for your satisfaction. The brothers are not here for you to play around with. Treat each other with the respect that you were born knowing. This is Islam. Like, if you don't look at it in that way, like, this is Islam. I don't know where it's gone. You have this faith. It is amazing. Islam makes love rewarding. It makes it a challenge. It makes everything. It's hard to get. Hard to get is what people want, right? Hard to get is the kind of girl you're looking for. Hard to get is the kind of guy you want. You don't want the guy that wants everything up front. If he didn't put a ring on it, he doesn't like it. He's not going to marry you. Inshallah, we're going to move on because we started a little late, and the man in the house is here, and I know that that's who we're waiting for, Brother Noman Ali Khan. MashaAllah, you think this was something? He's going to drill it in for you guys. Inshallah, I'm hoping I didn't say anything that was offensive or inappropriate, and I'm held responsible, inshallah, for everything that I've said here tonight. If you need incentive to stay straight, if you're bored, you need to be busy to keep yourself right. Make da'wah. Go out and tell people about Islam. Spread Islam the way we're supposed to be spreading it. That'll keep you busy. Go out and at least represent us in the proper way. Show people that we're still as strong as we were thousands of years ago. Inshallah, the tools are here. Tomorrow, Saturday, I think it starts at 10 or 11 a.m. There's going to be a Dawah training. You can come, you can get certified. I think it's like $30. You can go to myc2i.com and register, and they're going to have it right here. The group is called DINA, the Dawah Institute of North America. Dr. Gerald Dirks is going to be the one training. He's from Harvard Divinity School, so he's a smarty. Inshallah, if you can come to that, keep yourself busy, wait for marriage. Don't send me emails saying that everything that you've already ruined everything for yourself, because not that I'm not going to help you, but it makes me so sad because you're pure to me, you're gold to me. I can't hear that you're doing things like that. It breaks my heart. I'd like to give the mic back to our brother, and inshallah, brother Numan Ali Khan will be able to, is he here?